Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is JUJUTSU Kaisen Season 1, Episode 7. So we left off on a bit of a cliffhanger. There's this fire monster that's attacking Gojo. I think his name was Jogo, like the opposite. I don't know, it might be a bit confusing. The last episode we saw Itadori has come back, but he's kind of training in secret, learning how to handle his emotions so he can accurately harness cursed energy. Seems like Megumi and Nobara, they're having some trouble kind of getting over the fact that he's dead, even though he's not. And they're getting some advice and are going to be getting some training from the second years. So before we get into this, be sure to check out the Patreon. You'll get 1 week early access, full-length timer-based reactions, and polls for upcoming shows and movies. So let's just jump into it. I'm hoping Mappa really flex their skills with this fight, because fire in anime is always so good. You know, Roy Mustang Endeavor, whenever there's a fire-based fight or fire-based power, it's always great. I like his design, how he's got a little volcano in his head. So he can summon volcanoes? Nah, that didn't hit him, he dodged it. Yeah, come on. Or did he just take it full force? Yeah, he's more advanced. Yeah, they classified him as like 8 fingers strong. And Sukuda's only 3 at the moment. They never made it clear if he has the trap, because they said there was like some trap to imprison Gojo. I don't know if he has that or he was trying to get it off of the other guy who he was talking to in the cafe. I've also seen SOS Bros, Semblance of Sanity, have started reacting to this as well. So it'd be cool to see their reactions. They're one of the channels that inspired me to start this, them and Film Buff. Brandon likes movies, James V Cinema. They were kind of my big inspirations for starting. Oh, little bugs? Are they kind of like Megumi's Shikigami? Oh, that was cool. The glitch effect, what? I mentioned in the first episode I kind of know about Gojo's powers. How he basically can't get hit. Nah. Yeah, of course. So he can touch them if he wanted. Oh, that's cool. Is he actually hitting him, or is it just the infinite? Don't even know what was happening there. He's basically untouchable. Is he flying? Jogo, yeah. Oh, does he have his own kind of like innate domain thing? Okay, so you can fly. Is it like a... I guess if he can make anything infinite, he has like infinite below him, so he just... It's like he's floating. When did he go and get Itadori? Did he just like fly there and fly back just now? Is that how fast he is? His Lord of the Rings.
呪術戦の頂点 領域展開について
Domain expansion.
なんで俺たち沈まねえの？
自ら足手まといを連れてくるとは。
弱いもん。
He's got a bit of a temper.
今までのどんな化け物よりも。
Yeah.
僕から離れないでね。
領域展開。
So when you're strong enough, you can make your own domain. Is this like a volcano? Oh, that's really nice. The animation, the imagery. Oh, that was like what they had.
術式の付与されていない未完成の領域内で発動した付与された術式は絶対当たる。
絶対？
だが突きつけられたこの悲願の差を呪霊としての新たな人間
する最も有効な手段。
To destroy it?
この領域を展開する
Yeah. Oh.
無料空所。
Finally see his eyes. His domain is just a void. It's like he's in space. Is he just sending him infinite amounts of information? What? It's like a black hole.
何もかも見える。全て感じる。
Yeah.
という行為に無限界の作業を強制する。緩やかに死ぬなんて。
His hair's down as well.
あるからこれくらいで勘弁。
I was wondering if this spirit was going to survive and stick around.
格が違う。
Oh, they were looking on. We're the true humans.
よく言うよ。呪霊の分。
Because they're saying how Kuz energy was brought through emotions. It's like they're more pure, full of emotion than humans. Or they see themselves as an evolved form of humans.
といって会話できるんだね。普通すぎてスルーしてたわ。
Is that another domain?
お花だ。
Okay, that's a cool power.
そいつを追って
逃げられた。気配を消すのがうまいな。火山頭よりもよっぽど不気味だ。
He kind of looks similar to the one that was in the prison.
交流会って何？
Oh, he hasn't taught him about it yet.
言ってなかったっけ？
Oh, this is because he left Gojo.
遅い。
He was going to be early as well. Is this his domain or someone else? Oh,
ジョーゴ、花見。
enemy.
何より。
Is this the guy pulling all the strings then?
ここは10月31日渋谷。
In Shibuya on Halloween. Is there something significant about Halloween there? Mojito.
いろんないよ。狡猾に行こ
Oh yeah, I heard about the band. One of the members was caught scamming an old woman, and then all of their music, they've like gone on a hiatus indefinitely, and all their music's been removed from streaming websites.
う。ぼちぼち温まったかな。そうだ。
I don't think we've been seeing this much personality from him already.
何を こいつら後で殺す。
Okay, that was episode 7. It was cool to see a bit more of Gojo's power. You know, I already knew about a little bit about his power with the infinite. He has like an infinite space between him and his skin. But it was cool to see it in motion and how he applied it. And it's not just that, he kind of has these different ways of using infinity and the concept of infinity when he had his domain as well. You know, we saw the bits where the blood didn't quite hit him, it was like just off. And then all of the fire attacks, you know, they did nothing to him. And then we'd seen a bit of a domain before with Sukuna's domain. So I don't know if that was a similar technique, because that seemed like it wasn't a physical place. It was just kind of inside of Itadori's body. As expected, all of the animation here was stellar. There's this one shot of Jogo. I'm going to get them mixed up. There's one shot of Jogo where it was just after he'd done all his domain, and it was beautiful. It was like a zoom in on his eye, and there was like lens flares, and kind of had this red overcast. It was really gorgeous. And then, of course, we had Gojo's infinite domain. Was it called infinite domain? His domain, where he just bombards you with an infinite amount of information. And, you know, that much information is enough to make anyone go insane. And he said all of your movements are happening at infinite times. So if you're, I'm guessing this is like, if you wanted to move your finger, that happens infinite times. And because you can't process that, nothing happens or something. And there's a lot of imagery of kind of space and black holes, which makes sense with that whole concept of infinity. I do wonder if there would ever be any way someone could counter that. There's a concept of super tasks, and with that, there might be a way to counter the infinite. That's basically when, I don't know if I'm going to be able to describe this well. Vsauce has a video on it, so that might be a better way to learn about it. Is the concept that if someone had a power that, say, their speed of their attack kept doubling, you could eventually overcome the infinite. If you had 2 minutes to punch, like if you had a punch that was going in and you said in 2 minutes it's going to hit, then the first minute you do half of the way, and then the second half of the minute do another half of that, and you keep getting smaller. By the end of the 2 minutes being up, you would have actually hit because you've finished that infinity. That's probably a very bad explanation, but that's kind of the idea. Watch that Vsauce video, it's a lot better at explaining it than I am. So it does make you wonder if there will ever be someone who can counter that. Or, you know, this is like, he's not infinitely powerful. The guy at the end could get away from him when he was distracted. You could still, you know, physical attacks aren't the only way to affect someone. If you attack him mentally, go after his family, you know, everyone has weaknesses, even if they're not physical weaknesses. It'd be cool to see all of the students develop their own domains as well, and how that will manifest. You know, will Itadori's just be like Sukuna's domain? Because it seems like, from what Gojo was saying last episode, that he would inherit the cursed techniques from Sukuna. And then you could have like Megumi, his domain, something to do with animals, because he has all of his Shikigami. He could have being like a zoo. His thing is just a zoo. I'm not sure. And right at the end there, we were introduced to another villain. It makes me think about what the hierarchy here was. I'm forgetting the names already. Because we had the three that met in the cafe, which was Jogo, the one that looked like the one from the prison, this like human kind of guy, and then another one who has all these scars. And it's like he might be the top of the top. But you never know, there could be someone even higher than him. And we saw the one guy, he has these kind of flower and plant-based patterns, but also he's missing an arm, it seems. But it seems like you'd be able to regenerate that, because Sukuna could regenerate things. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see the powers of these two coming up. You know, him having scars all over him, it reminds me a bit of Shigaraki from My Hero Academia, whose power is decay. But he's more, it's like he has really dry skin and scratches a lot. But their character design there's like some similarities there. It's kind of a common thing. Kind of like Frankenstein in Soul Eater with the scars all over. I mean, you wonder what his power would be. Something, it could be something to do with destruction of some sort. I don't know. I'm thinking like he can take parts of his body off. I don't know why I'm thinking of that. Like he could make bits of his body separate and fly off. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea right now. So I'm not sure where we're going from here. We need to see the first years train up with the second years again. And what this meeting that Gojo was going to was, I'm not sure if we were ever told what that actually was. They were just saying that he was late. I loved how goofy that ending was with the villains. It's not just the heroes that they do the end scrolls for, where it's really goofy. We got more personality out of the villains there than we have before. Especially the new guy, you know, we're just introduced to this new intimidating villain, and then the next scene is just playing football. So I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. So if you like this, be sure to leave a like or a comment, and even subscribe to the channel. These go up every Wednesday. And if you're interested, on Patreon, you can have 1 week early access, and maybe in the future, if I get even further ahead, there'll be even more episodes ahead on Patreon. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.